to make an endorsement that's actually easy work for the New York City PBA. It's for Frank Padavan, our state senator, who has constantly, consistently worked for the betterment of New York City police officers. One of the most important things we talk about is the renaissance of New York City, when the streets were crime-ridden, although this neighborhood consistently stayed in decent shape. Throughout this city, we had issues. Well, safe streets, safe cities is a way we really had enough police officers to go out on the streets, make those difficult choices, do the difficult work that brought this city back and really started the renaissance of New York City. So Frank's work, although it's terrific here, right in this neighborhood of Bayside, and it's important to me as a lifelong resident of Bayside, whose parents, my father was born and reared here in Queens, in Bayside, Whitestone area, and reared his family here like I'm doing now. Although it's important to keep this community safe, viable, and economically worthwhile, Frank's work went beyond this district's lines. It went throughout the city. When he got in that thruway, drove up to Albany to get those legislation passed, it didn't just affect this neighborhood and this community. It affected the entire city. But more importantly than that, locally, it's important that the police officers that slide behind the wheel of the radio car each and every day to protect our rights and keep us safe, it's important that they feel supported. Well, Frank can walk through the doors of this station house and is known by our police officers, whether it's the commanding officer, the community affairs officer, or the police officers that are sliding behind the wheel of the radio car. He's a friendly face, and it's a face that earned the support of New York City police officers. Many times we say the New York City PBA gives an endorsement to a candidate. Well, in this case, this is an endorsement that was earned by Frank Padavan over the years for every police officer and every citizen of not only this neighborhood, but all the neighborhoods around this city. Frank, it's an honor.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know, this is not only an endorsement to me, it's something that I feel personally. Not only are you a constituent, but it's something that I think, as you say, we've had an ongoing relationship with this back for many years. Right after my election in '73, remember the city went through a terrible fiscal crisis. One of the things that happened is many of our uniformed personnel got laid off. And in order to allow that, buy back the pension time they lost through no fault of their own, we had to introduce legislation which people said you couldn't do, but you did do it. And that was my first endeavor on behalf of men in blue to protect us tonight in our communities, in our schools, go to work, at work, and keep this city safe. They are truly the greatest police force in the country. They are New York's finest, perhaps in the world, I say the greatest. Many other issues have been things we're involved in. Pat mentioned the Safe City, Safe Streets program. That required someone in Albany to carry the baton, get the funding to make it work. And I did that. And even after passing the program, I sat on a task force of city and state officials in the mayor's office to ensure that program was being implemented properly. And we're using those funds to do the things that our police force, our DAs, really needed to improve our ability to fight crime in this city. There have been a number of other issues to help the police. They were outgunned by guys running around this state with assault weapons. We passed the toughest assault weapon bill in the nation, and it's still in effect, even though the federal law has expired. We've done a number of other things to enforce their ability to reach out to criminals who are repeat offenders. Criminal Act. We have guys and gals, I guess, who are repeat offenders. The bill I introduced passed the Senate. It says that if you commit a few felonies over a 10-year period or a Class A misdemeanor, you're going to jail. At least 4 years. Waiting for the Assembly to act on that. We've provided for educational opportunities. Recently, as this session, we provided an opportunity for our policemen to attend CUNY courses. They're educational level, because an educated police force is a better police force. We've taken the initiative dealing with that legislation that passed last year, where the records of felons who may have been involved in a drug activity are sealed, so that background checks cannot be sought after and obtained by someone who's applying to be a teacher, in a bank, or any other place that's sensitive. You cannot get their background check. And that's outrageous. And we introduced the bill to repeal that. So on and on over the years, we've tried to be in the forefront of those things that are important to our police officers, to their families, but directly, very directly, to people in this city. We have the largest police force probably, well, I'm sure we do. But large is not necessarily better. It can only maintain its level of being better, maintain its level of excellence, and we give them the support at the local level that we need. We're joined here today by Jack Freed, who is president of the Community Council here, and they are people who, on a regular basis, give support. Chrissy Basagi here is from the 109th Precinct, who heads up their community organization. And of course, I'm delighted to be joined by our City Councilor Dan Howard, who's also a strong police department, having been one of them for 2 years. Then one is great. So again, I want to thank everybody for being here, all the officers and members of the PBA. And I want to thank you again, Pat, as I said at the outset. It was a very personal thing with me, and we're very involved in terms of your support.
I'm honored to be here with Senator Padavan and President Lynch, doing a spectacular job identifying the big issues. Senator Padavan has spent his life serving this community, as many members of the force will spend their lives doing. Nobody knows better than Senator Frank Padavan the important role that the police officer has in our community. No police department has done it better than the New York City Police Department. I was proud to have a family legacy of police officers who've served this city. I am glad to know that the police department is standing behind the man who stood behind them countless times. Nobody is a better advocate for his community, for his police, and for the overall welfare of this state than Frank Padavan. The PBA has done a wonderful thing coming out to stand behind him, and I know they know he stood behind them. So thanks very much, Senator, and congratulations to you. And Pat, congratulations. Good job. Thank you, guys.
We have one reporter and two reporters from the Bayside Times. Do you have any questions that you'd like to ask either Mr. Lynch or myself? No? We're all set, Mr. Lynch. You got any questions, Lee?
No, I think I've heard it before, Senator.
And it's true. It's true. Well, thank you all for being here. Fantastic. Appreciate it very much.